Hello and welcome back, friends. If you're new around here, I'm Big Gator. If you came looking for the sharpest tennis bets, you're right where you belong. Right now we're covering ATP Beijing, the final, and Shanghai Masters round one. So get in the comments, let me see what you guys are playing. Interested to see what you guys got going on. And if you would like to, keep your eyes peeled for the pinned comment, see what I'm playing as well. If you do like the breakdowns of these matches, please give this video a like. It goes a super long way. I appreciate those that do. If you would like to get my picks as soon as I upload, or would like to get the analysis as soon as I get them down on YouTube or up to YouTube, you can subscribe. It's the best way to do so. You can get my picks immediately, and the pinned comment will be right there as soon as I upload every time. And if you do feel generous for any wins that you have been getting, there's a link in the pinned comment for donation, and also a link to my free Discord if you want to come chat shit and talk about tennis. All right. That being said, what we looking like for today? I try so hard to give Taylor Fritz like the full respect he deserves, but then he does stuff like this to me, man. This is like what I'm talking about. As soon as I you need him to be like kind of good, he can't be kind of. He's kind of good against people that are way better, like worse than him. Then that's not telling me that you're that good. When you have to go against people that are within your rank, around your rank, you can't even produce 5 games in a set. Is like, all right, I'm not gonna be mad at him. I'm getting mad at myself more than anything because I keep falling for the same thing. I don't trust him, and I keep falling for this. So that's on me. We took Alcaraz to go over 12.5. We should have just took him to win in straights. Don't know why, because we knew that wasn't going to happen. But it is what it is. Then we took Yannick to win in straights, and then he dropped a set to Demonor. So I don't know. I don't know if Yannick is a man of the people anymore. He'll get you an outright. I mean, if you took him outright, then you might be in good shape going into tomorrow. But we'll get into that. But yeah, those were the two we took. We also took Alcaraz as our outright. So, this is a what have you done for me lately type business. And Alcaraz has produced more for us lately than Sinner has. So, but as far as my personal favorites go, I still do love Yannick. But, God, Carlos is playing some good-ass tennis. Gotta say. So, with that being said, we'll move on into the final, and then we'll talk about what's going on in Beijing. So, I'm sorry, in Shanghai. So, getting into the final. If I can find it. Okay. I mean, we know who the final is, right? If you guys don't know, you're fried. But it is Jannik Sinner going against Tien. He's made it to the final, okay? I don't know what y'all want me to say now. Obviously, this is a matchup that I didn't expect to see this soon, but I'm super happy to see it. We got Jannik versus our boy, our lefty, Taylor Fritz. Jesus. Tien. And this is going to be their first head-to-head. Tien somehow has played against 2 top 10-ish players and drops the first set to them, wins the second, goes up 3-0, maybe gets a break in their opening service game, and they retire once they couldn't break him back. It's bad news, man. Lorenzo Musetti, you got 3-0 in that third set and said, "Oh, it hurts," and then you quit. Daniel Medvedev, I woke up in this morning. You were winning the match. I was like, damn, Medvedev in straights just like I thought. And then hope emerged from nowhere. Tien comes back, takes it from a 5-3 lead for Medvedev to a 5-5 tie in the second set. Wins the second set, 7-5. Comes back and then starts dog walking him, about to bagel him. He was like, nah, I'm here. I told you I was here. And now I'm really here. It took me a second to get used to what you was doing in that first set, but I'm here. So, if there's one person that I can really, really like his 2-1 record is pretty nice. I'll see if I can find it, but that shout out to Leonard Tien, bro. That's all I can say about that. Before we go any deeper into the conversation, shout out to Leonard Tien. Good job, bro. But now you're going against the world number 2, Jannik Sinner, and he just got through a pretty decent explosive lefty with some good movement. You have great movement, but you're quite defensive. So I'm curious to see what Lerner's going to be able to do here. I know Jannik hasn't been doing us too well as far as like the bets I've been picking for him, but I think we can all agree that this is going to be a spread type of match to take here. Nerves of being in a final and a foreign final at that. This is going to be Tien's first time. We know that Sinner won this last year, right? No, he lost it to Carlos, right? But Carlos was like, "I'm going to go to Tokyo and get that. You can have Beijing this year." Crazy, but yeah, that's what happened. So going at record. Now this is what's very interesting. Are you ready for this? Jannik Sinner is 22-2 on the hard courts this season. Leonard Tien is 23-11. So he has one more win on the hard court, even though Jannik Sinner has been like suspended for 3 months this season, but also has 9 more losses. That's not the crazy part. The win percentage on the hard court is Jannik has a 76.5% win rate on the hard court. Leonard Tien has a 75.6. He is within 1% of win rate. So just looking at who Tien has played, there's nobody like remotely close to that level that he would have seen. Djokovic, but he took Djokovic to a tiebreak in the second set in the U.S. Open. He almost took a set from Djokovic. So that makes me think Rublev was also able to get to a tiebreak. Shapovalov was able to get to a tiebreak. Oh, this is all against Tien. I'm so fried. But Terence Altmaier and Mannarino, those were the 2 lefties that he saw in Cincinnati. They both took him to tiebreaks. Now, Denis Shapovalov had a set where he pushed him to over 5. So that's the thing. It seems like the best thing to do is to take the spread for Jannik here. To be just quite honest, we have a long video to go, so I ain't trying to be on this final too long. But Tien is plus 1,300 to win. Jesus, him winning it outright is plus 5,000. If you were curious about what the outright was before, but the spread is at 6.5. I kind of want to. I kind of think he covers it, but there could be a set where he just blows him out the water. He could have one of those crazy 6-1 sets or 6-2 sets, where that would just fuck up the spread immensely. So. Munar still ended up losing by what, like 5 games? Even though he took a set, he still lost by 5 games. So, do we get a set from Lerner Tien? That'd be the smoke. I mean, the immense smoke. Or him even getting 7.5, 6.5 games. You could take that. Or you could take the smoke of taking Yannick going over 12.5 games. He's been pushed to a 5th game. Like, a lefty's been able to push themselves to 5 games in a set against him. In most recent history. Like, every time he's played one, there's at least one set in the match where he's able to get pushed to a 5th or a 7th game in that set. This entire year. Since the French Open, since before the French Open. Ben Shelton and Wimbledon, tie-break in the first set. Mannarino, Cincinnati, 4th round, 2nd set tie-break. Terrence Ottman, semifinal, 1st set tie-break. Denis Shapovalov, U.S. Open, 1st set 5-7. Yannick Sinner, Terrence Ottman, Beijing, round 2, 5-7 in the 2nd set. So, I think that we can get that same production from Lerner Tien. Call me crazy, but I will take him over the 6.5 games in this match. I really would. So, call me crazy, call me outlandish. He showed me that he can get through Medvedev, who was showing that he seemed to be snapping back into peak form, but he wasn't. So, I like what I'm seeing from Tien. I've always liked what I've seen from Tien, but we will continue to keep the hope alive for him. But Yannick should win, obviously. Should win. Everyone thought the Medvedev should win yesterday, but we didn't get that. So, I say should win because it's obvious that would be the outcome, but things aren't always obvious, right? So, with that being said, I'm sorry. We can move on to Shanghai, round 1. Now in Shanghai, I want to give you guys a heads up. It's round 1, play light. It's a Masters, which means it's an ATP 1000. Which means that the money is going to be higher. Whoever wins this gets 1,000 ATP points to their ranking, and trickles down all the way. So I think you getting into the quarterfinals is the equivalent of you winning a 250 here. So this is way higher stakes. People are here to play. This is why most people are in Asia right now. So this is like the cap to the Grand Slam season, right? So I just wanted to give you guys a little preface. I know some of you guys might be new to tennis, so I just got to let everyone understand so they can follow along properly, right? But anyway, we're going to jump right into Shanghai, and our first match is going to be David Goffin going against Alex Muller. And this is going to be their second head-to-head. They played earlier this year in Madrid on the clay, but there was a retirement from Goffin in the 3rd set, leading to the victory for Muller. This is going to be their first head-to-head on the hard court. And Goffin is 8-14 this season, and Muller is 12-11. Very close in win percentage. Muller got a 60.9. Goffin with a 61.1, so 0.2 difference. They were able to take a set from each other in their last game. I could see this being a close one, potentially. Looking at how Goffin lost to Rinderknecht in the qualies, but ended up beating him the first time in Beijing. That was a little bit funny. We did talk about that. He must have had gotten figured out by Rinderknecht. But then we have Muller, who lost in the second round to Marozsan, who he played at Marozsan. He played a very good match. I'm not going to lie. He looked good. Goffin, I can't tell you if I actually watched those highlights or not. I'd have to look to see. But I'm not too interested in this outcome of this match anyway. So this is more like and with all due respect to both of these fellas, this is like a fodder match for what I'm interested in betting on. So this is just there for the draw to continue to me. But I would think that the edge is on Muller here. Plays a bit better. And consistently, recently, I'll say. Both of these guys haven't been playing too great. But he didn't look bad recently, so we'll move on. Our next match is going to be Sebastian Ofner going against Luca Nardi. About 50 ranks apart from each other. 137 Ofner, 85 Luca Nardi. This is going to be their third head-to-head where Sebastian Ofner has been just winning. All on the hard courts as well. And that was about 2 years ago. So that was a very young Luca Nardi. He was about 20 at the time. Now he's 22. So Ofner is on a super stinker. He's lost the last 2, 4, 6, 7 matches. And Nardi has lost the past 3. One being to Carlos Alcaraz. So lost to Thomas Mahaj right after that. And Matteo Arnaldi bageling him in the first set and still ended up losing. Whoa. Seems like Ofner might be getting it done here, right? He's got a pretty big serve. I feel like all these guys are like Ofner reminds me of Cilic, who reminds me of Struff. Like all these guys kind of like are kind of the same to me, but just big serving dudes, big dudes that can serve well. Seemingly in the 2 years ago, Nardi did struggle against it, but he's played against some decent servers recently. But has he won? No. Not on a hard court. So I would put the edge on Ofner here. Let's see what he's priced at. I'm sure he's probably the favorite. I'm sure he could be the favorite here. He isn't. That's crazy. I would take him for a set. Minus 210. I think that's good. That's a great price. All right, next. We have Jaume Munar going against Marton Fucsovics. And this is going to be their third head-to-head. They played in Winston-Salem earlier this year. We covered that, right? I thought that Munar was going to be able to get a set. It didn't happen. So guess what? I think Fucsovics is going to get a set and win the match. If I can find this match. All right. Munar's the dog at plus 110. That's crazy. It's honestly pretty crazy. Being as though he's never been able to get a set off this guy. They played in 2019 on the grass. Doesn't really count. But this year they played in Winston-Salem on the hard. And like I said, he lost 7-5, 6-3. Munar's record on the hard court this season is not very comparable in comparison to the season Fucsovics has been having. Munar is 12-10. Fucsovics is 19-5. Has about a 8.5%, maybe about a 7% win rate over him on the hard court. So I would definitely lean on Fucsovics here And as we've been seeing, Munar is a clay player. He's just been slowly breaking out of it. He plays well, but when he has to go against someone who's established on this surface, I think he struggles a bit to get it done. So Fucsovics to get a set is minus 360. Ofner to get a set is minus 210. You can take the money line for Fucsovics as well, honestly. But this will be a good time to start doing DraftKings. And I'm loaded up on cash on DraftKings now. I played my my outright on Alcaraz, so I got a lot of monies to be playing with for fantasy. We'll move on. I think we know what's going to happen here. I think it's a good price for Fucsovics, though. Like, Munar can... Let me say this, because I be telling y'all this whenever he plays. Whenever Munar plays. He's the upsetter. He's the guy that causes upsets. So, don't be surprised if you take this guy's money line and he don't win. Because Munar is someone that can cause upsets. It don't matter what surface he's on. He's just built like that. And next, we have Adam Walton going against Matteo Bellucci. Another one of our endearing lefties. If you don't know, I love lefties on this channel. We love lefty players. Just way more entertaining to me. Play with a bit more character too. There's not many of them, so they're rare. But anyway, this is going to be their second head-to-head between Walton and Bellucci. They played once in the qualies in Atlanta on the hard court. Bellucci won in 3. That was last year. This is going to be in the first round of a Masters. Walton is, when I say a bit more experienced, like ever so slightly. He made it to the third round in Cincinnati, which was another Masters that took place a few months ago. He lost to Lehechka in 2 tie breaks. That's quite impressive. He beat Medvedev and Navone. Navone is easy to beat. Medvedev nowadays, especially during that time, he was pretty easy to get plucked out. So that was a decent enough play there. But then we have Bellucci, who we haven't really seen much of him since the Tokyo qualies, which he couldn't fully qualify. He lost to Ethan Quinn in the second round of the qualies. But he beat a local player, Uchiyama, in 3 sets. So, not looking like he's at his best, but Walton does have a history against lefties that I think may help us out a bit. So he did play against who recently? He played against Ugo in the U.S. Open and beat him in 4 sets. Maybe not the best example there. Lost to Shapovalov in Los Cabos in Mexico. Lost to Terence Altmaier in the final in the Busan Challenger in March of this year. Now, that has me a little curious. I kind of leaning on Bellucci here. I would think Bellucci can get us a set at the very least, but it's worth little to nothing, and this match is too volatile. I want to say Adam Walton's good. I just don't trust him. Just don't trust him. There's some people that you hear their name, and you're like, oh, yeah, they're good. But will I bet on them? Probably not. He's someone that I don't end up betting on because I don't trust if he actually can do it all the way. Kind of middle of the pack type of player, so if it doesn't go your way, then you kind of know why. All right, next we have Adrian Mannarino going against Matteo Berrentini. Big Teo. And this is going to be their second head-to-head. Berrentini beat him in straight sets 7 years ago in the Australian Open. 6-4, times 3. But we did lose Mannarino in straights to Musetti, another Italian. And then we have Berrentini, who lost in straights to Casper Ruud in Tokyo. And, he made him look so silly, too, in the process. But, excuse me, oh wow. But, Berrentini is seemingly trying to come back into form. He did win his first round against Munar, but then lost to Casper Ruud in the second. This is going to be a little bit more taxing on the body, too. So, interested to see how he comes into this match. Berrentini, I'm saying. Mannarino, he deals with everyone his own way. He dealt with Berrentini pretty cleanly 7 years ago, but we'll see. We'll see what happens here. I don't really have much on this. Berrentini is coming off of injury, so he hasn't had a huge year. Only about 18 matches on the hard court so far. Still has a high win rate, 63%, which is 6 more than Mannarino. But he has a 15-15 record this season, which is more wins and losses than Matteo has over the entire season. So, active legs, but couldn't really tell you what happens in this one. I feel like Mannarino could probably win, honestly, but that's all I got for that one. All right, next we have Medin Cilic going against Nicolas Basilashvili. And this is going to be their, what? If I can find the match. Where the heck are these jokers at? Did I, completely miss something? Let me check. Yeah, Cilic is playing Basilashvili. Let me just look it up. So weird. So maybe this isn't an official match. I'm unsure now. Maybe they haven't updated it, but anyway. Basilashvili has been playing decently well. He made it to the quarterfinals in Chengdu. Then went to a challenger, lost in the second round to Tomic. But beat Austin Holmgren, who's also in this tournament, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, he got through Tomic after losing to him in the challenger in a 3-setter. And then beating Spizzeri in straights as well. So playing pretty well. Going against Cilic, though, with that serve. We'll have to see how well he can do against that. He's 33, so he's an experienced player. He's 18-12 this season. And Cilic is 2-5 this season on the hard court, which is kind of crazy, but he's got a 62.5% win rate. So, even though he hasn't won a single match on the hard court since getting out of Wimbledon, he's only managed to get a set in one of those matches. So, not the best form. I would take Basilashvili for at least a set. For at least a set. Oh. Looks like Basilashvili is not playing. I guess. Cilic is playing Mutet? Look, I don't know. They got to figure that out. I don't got time for all that. I got work soon, so let's get through this. Next we have Tristan Schoolkate going against Daniel Altmaier, which should be a good one. I think that should be a good one. Dude. And this isn't on here either. What the hell is going on? Maybe they're still putting the market together or something, but I'm sorry guys, my books aren't even showing me, like, not even my research pages are even showing me these as a match that's happening. So I'm not going to cover it if I don't see it in either place. Doesn't really make sense to do that, right? But I'll move on. Next we have, let's make sure before I say it out loud that it's here. Yeah, I'm fucking... I am... Okay. So, it's supposed to be Jordan Thompson and August Holmgren, but I guess not. The books don't seem to have those two together yet. And that's maybe all it is. They're just not on the books yet. There's probably going to be a few of these that aren't going to be on the books, unfortunately, but I can only cover what I can cover for you guys. But let's look into it the long way, I guess. That kind of blows, but it is what it is. Let's get into Schoolkate then Altmaier then. Such a mess. So we got Altmaier and Schoolkate. And these two have, let me see, they get to play each other. Yes, they play each other in July of this year. Schoolkate beat them in Los Cabos in straight sets. First or second round, if I'm not mistaken. Might have been second round. But Schoolkate is a decently promising player, but he's ranked 100. Altmaier's ranked 50. Altmaier's kind of like a German Jensen Brooksby to me. They kind of play similarly. But anyway, Schoolkate is 24 years old, ranked 100. 33-23 this season on the hard court with a 42-29 record. And then we have Altmaier, who's 10-15, negative record on the hard court. 29-30, negative record this season. And Schoolkate's been trying to acclimate himself into the actual ATP from challenger level, and he's been doing decently well. 42-29 is not a bad season whatsoever, so I'm leaning more on Schoolkate out of the two. And that's my 2 cents on that. The next match that doesn't have anything on the books just yet is going to be Jordan Thompson going against August Holmgren. And this is going to be their second head-to-head. They played in 2021. Holmgren beat him in straight sets in the qualies in San Diego, which I'm pretty sure was Was that hard court? That's hard courts. So this should be their second head-to-head on the hard court, but it has been some time, about 4 years. So far this season, Holmgren is 176 as far as ranking goes. Jordan Thompson is well in the top, 78? So, about 100 ranks apart. Thompson's pretty nasty. Holmgren is 14-10 this season, with a 68% win rate on the hard court. Thompson is 6-9. Most of the wins have been coming from challenger level for Holmgren. Haven't seen him be able to beat a name just yet. A top ATP player or something. He was able to beat Thomas Mahach actually in Wimbledon. That was crazy. Excuse me. That was crazy. But outside of that, that's all we got from him, right? He won the Challenger in Granbury, Canada, against Draxos, Missouri. But Jordan Thompson should be someone that is 100 ranks above you, so should be able to do the deed. That's just my assumption. I don't know. Jordan Thompson hasn't been playing like all too convincingly. He's on a 4-match losing streak so far since the U.S. Open, losing to Mannarino in the second round. So don't love it, but we can move on. Our next match is going to be something I do believe is on the books. Yes, there it is. It's going to be Sebastian Korda going against Zizou Bergs. And this is going to be their first head-to-head. I would have thought they've played each other at least once before, but guess not. We know that Korda just came from, Tokyo? Playing against Taylor Fritz and losing. But he did take a set from him, right? And then we have Zizou Bergs, who lost in straight sets to Carlos in the second round, but took a set off of Tabilo, who just won his title in, what was that, Chengdu right before that? So, 13-8 record for Mr. Korda. 17-15 for Bergs. Almost twice as many losses. And only 4 more wins. Sebastian Korda is a super favorite here, minus 300. I agree, but I don't think it's going to be that crazy of a win. Have him at minus 300. Zizou Bergs just isn't playing the way he needs to. He's going to snap into form soon, though. I don't know when it's going to happen, but he's definitely going to snap into form soon. He's just meant to. Alright, next we have Yoshihito Nishioka going against Alexander Shevchenko. So we have our Japanese lefty going against Shevchenko. And this is yet to be on the books. But this will be their first head-to-head. I'm going to check to see what the head-to-head history with lefties is like for Shevchenko, because I know Nishioka is a lefty. Oh, gosh. What is going on here? guess we're not going to be able to get that either. Gosh, what a crock today. Alright, so Shevchenko has retired recently against the lefty, Matteo Bellucci, in the Sumter Challenger. Excuse me. Hasn't played one in some time. Definitely hasn't played one on the hard court in some time, if ever. So, outside of Bellucci, that might have been his only time. Him going against Nishioka, someone that does have some good angles, produce some pretty good plays. Even though he's only 8-13 this season, Shevchenko is 11-11. Should make a wish that he wins a set. Nishioka, 30, 8-13 this season with a 60% win rate. That's 8% higher, and he's lefty. So let's see who's priced at what. But there's no price up for him yet. I would say Nishioka actually might cause a little bit of an upset if he's the one that's not the favorite. That's just me. But I will carry on. We only have about 4 matches left, and half of them are not even on the books yet, so apologies about that. Next we have Laszlo Djere going against Valentin Vacherot. And okay. Apologies. Sorry, this is a long ass video for no reason. I'm super sorry, guys. Scrambling before work too, so. Laszlo Djere is 23-15 this season with a 1-2 record on the hard court. He's got a 43% win rate going against Valentin Vacherot, who is 11-9 this season with a 71% win rate. He's ranked 202 from Monaco, 26 years old, but at his best he was ranked 110. Laszlo, on his best day, was ranked 27. That was about 6 years ago. Now he's ranked 83. So, do we think someone with a challenger level game can compete against Laszlo Djere? He's taken sets off of and beaten Nishesh Basov already and Liam Draxel. Like, who is this guy? He came out of nowhere and started just whooping ass. So, that's impressive. I would think that if he can do that against Basov already, he can definitely do it against Laszlo Djere. That's where my head's at with that guy. So. That's probably some smoke. Take his money line today. Whenever that comes up, I'd love to see what the price would be. But just off of what I'm looking at, he looks like he's going to be able to get it done. Djere has not won but one match and hasn't played a single match on the hard court since January. So this is going to be potentially a straight set win for this ranked 202 Vacherot. Good luck to him. I'm hoping that he can get that done. All right, next we have Lorenzo Sonego going against Yannick Hanfmann. All right, and this is going to be their 6 head-to-head. Funny enough. It's 4-1 Sonego. The most recent time they played was last year in Adelaide and Australia. It was 7-5, 2-6, 7-6. As you know, Sonego can't help but keep these matches close. Going against Hanfmann, who hasn't dropped a set so far since being in Shanghai, so that's impressive. Sonego is someone that doesn't and hasn't been playing all too well. He's a bit hot and cold, but he's more hot. He's more cold than hot on any given day. So I would always lean a little bit off of him and onto whoever else he's playing against to do something. Oh, would you look at that? People have odds now. Let's see where this is at. All right. So Sonego is priced at I don't see the price. He's still not up. Still not up. Regardless, I trust Hanfmann. He's been playing a bit better. Maybe him to cover the spread or for him to get a set in this match. I just never really trust Sonego fully. That's just me personally. He is a bit zealous on the court, as I usually say, but that's just my 2 cents on him. Hanfmann, leaning more that way. And next we have, make sure I'm saying this right, Zhang going against Sebastian Baez. And this is going to be their second head-to-head. Zhang actually played him 3 years ago in Naples on the hard court. 1 and 2 tie breaks. Crazy. So it's very, very close as far as the price on this match. He is the favorite. Zhang is at minus 144. Baez at plus 118 as a dog. Zhang did lose recently to Altmaier and Shevchenko, who played really well, so can't really give him much flack on that. But we have Baez, who's been going against some decently good people and bad people. Lloyd Harris, he lost to in 3 sets. He lost to Alcaraz in straights. Lost to Botic in 3 as well, and Winston-Salem. So on the hard court, he plays well, but he just doesn't produce wins. So off of the rank being 370 for Zhang, coming back into his form where he used to be when he was ranked, like 30 a year ago? So if he gets into that, then he could be in some good shape going against Baez, who doesn't have that great of a hard court record. 2-8 this season, 5-9 the season before, right? 47% win rate. And then Zhang is 2-9 this season, 9-12. So I'd stay away, honestly, just because of that. I would not even touch it. Just watch and see how or who comes out on top. And last but not least, we have our very final match, which is going to be Fabian Marozsan going against Papastan Wawrinka. And Marozsan is the favorite at minus 260. Fair enough. But this will be their first head-to-head going against the Swiss versus the Hungarian. We've been seeing a lot of Stan in the challenger level stuff, right? Saint-Tropez, Renee, challenger, Cancun, challenger, yeah. Not winning any of them. Getting close, but not winning any of them. So, jumping out of that into a Masters, I think Marozsan's good here for the dub. So, that's all I got for today. Hopefully you guys got a big slate going on. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys are playing. I can't play everything, obviously, because the picks aren't all out yet. My schedule says one thing. I'm seeing schedules that say others. But we'll stick to what I'm going with and hope for the best. All right? Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. But before I do that, please tell me what you guys got going on for the outrights. I've seen the draw. Have you seen the draw for Shanghai? Is Alcaraz going to be here? Alcaraz should be here, right? Alcaraz got to be here. I think we might be getting Ben back. Are we going to get Ben back? We'll see. The Rolex Masters. This will be one I would like to go to on my birthday, because it takes place on my birthday. So, the final will be on my birthday. Oh, actually, no. It's a 2-week thing, so that'd be a good time to go. But regardless, I want to figure out who's in the draw for y'all. Poke out some names and see if you're gonna end up going with them long term. All right, our number 1 seed is it Yannick or is it Carlos? Oh, Ben Shelton is back. Okay, so we're getting Ben Shelton back. That's good. Tiafoe Caboli, Fritz, Djokovic, Bublik. Oh, wow. Okay. So we are getting Carlos. I'm pretty sure. There's no number 1 seed? I have no idea how this draw was made. This is so goofy. I'll deal with this later. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Keep a lookout for the pinned comment. I love you all. Take care. And see you in the next round.